All right, so here we have the beginning of a website model, and let's start adding to this model as we need to, right? So one of the first things that we might want to do is be able to create a brand new website. Okay, so for instance, here I'm listing all the websites for a particular user, right? Right now it's coming back as empty, right? There are no websites. But if we go to plus, right, we navigate to a UI that allows us to create a new website. Yes. Currently, this is being added to an array, right? So if we say website 123, right, and we copy that for the description, and we create. Notice that it's going to the as a post, right? I believe. Let's see. Header. Posts. Did we actually create that? Maybe we didn't. We didn't implement it. Maybe I didn't implement it. Let's see. The plus is going there. It's going to the right place. Do we even have a controller for this? We might not even have the controller. Let me make sure that we have even a controller for this. Let's see. We go to assignment. We have graduate. We have views, website, template. So we're here, website new. Do we have a controller for it? We do. Here's the controller. And this is create website. We do have create website. We do have create website. Okay, so notice that it's using dot create website, right? So it's using the old model of using the local arrays. Let's refactor that. Let me make sure that we are indeed getting in there. Let's see in the source. Let's look at the source. Make sure that we are in the right place. Views, website controller. We are in the new controller, and that we're hitting this. Let's see if we create something. Okay, so we are going in there. Right? We are going in there. We're okay. So let's update that. Next, we're going into the website service. Right. It's using the all array, right, in the website service of the client. So let's fix that. Let's fix that. All right. So let's here we're in the controller. We're not going to. Let's see. We have the user ID. The user ID is the owner of this website. Yes. We can pass that in. Create website. Right. We're going to update this so that instead of using the synchronous call to the web service, instead it's going to be doing an asynchronous call to the web service. Correct? It's going to pass the website, and typically we would also need who's the owner of this website, right? So let's pass in the model user ID. So probably this would be create website for user, maybe. Okay. So we pass in the user, who's the owner for this, and then the website for that user. And then the controller will presumably receive back a status information saying that indeed we were able to create that website. Yes? And here we might have the maybe some status information that we might not need. And if this is successful, then we're going to navigate to the list of websites where hopefully we will see the brand new website we just created. Correct? Everybody okay? All right. So I think the controller is all set. Right? Let's actually implement this on the client service, which should be here. Let's go website service. There it is. So we were using this website, create website. Oops. So we just renamed it create website for user. So let's change that. There it is. Right? And this takes as argument. The user ID, and the website. Yes. Notice that we were creating this bogus underscore ID, right, on the client side and pushing it to a local array. We're not going to do that anymore. Instead, we're going to notify the server, hey, here's a new website for you. And to do that, we're going to use the $HTTP, right? And we're going to do $HTTP. We're going to do a post, right? And the URL for this, I believe, do we even have it on the server? We probably don't even have it for the server, do we? Let me see, service, website service. Okay, we only have a get, get me all the websites. Yes, we only have get me all the websites. We don't have even a post. So let me create the post for this. Post website, blah blah blah, website, very good. And this is going to be create website for user, right? Okay, and the URL is, let me grab the user, the URL. This is the URL we want to hit on the server, right? So let's that's the URL right here. There is, and we need the user ID, which is right here, right? And like that. We have the website, and we're going to send the website object. Yes, we're going to send the website object. This is going to come back with a response from the server that we are going to unwrap and pass it to the controller, right? Back to the controller, and then do a return here back to the controller. Everybody okay? Are you still with me? Right. This was the last assignment, right? You did this already. So this should be you should be okay with this. All right. So we created a post on the server side. On the server side, we need to receive that on the server side, right? As a function, and we're going to receive request and response. And here we're going to receive the actual website object from the request in the body, and we're going to receive the user ID, right, from the parameters. So request.params.userid, right? Okay, and what we need to do is now use the model. The model, we're going to create a function here that allows you to create these things, right? What should that function look like? Well, it should look like something like this, right? Something like, let's grab the model first. Let's grab the model. So var use website model. We'll need to require it, right? So it's up in models and then website model. There it is. So now we have access to that model which we created a little earlier. Yes, and it'd be nice if that function, if that user model exposed a function that would allow us to create a website for user, right? And we would pass along the user ID and the website object, pass it along, right? And presumably that's going to go and insert it into the database, yes, and it's going to respond with a promise, that it will get back to us when it's done inserting it into the database, yes. So we're going to have here a then function, presumably with the brand new website instance that was just inserted, right? And we're just going to send it back. We're going to send it back to the client, right, with the brand new object that was just inserted. Correct? But create website for users is actually not implemented in the model. So let's implement that in the model. So this is the one who's going to be responsible for actually inserting it into the database, right? And we'll implement it right here. This takes as argument the user ID and the what else? The website object. And here's what we're gonna make the relationship. The website, the underscore user, right? That's our parent. Yes, I want to have a reference back to my parent, right? And that is going to be the user ID you just given me, right? That's going to be stored in the schema, right? Stored in the schema as this user right here, which is going to be an object ID, which indeed that's what I have here. That is being passed to me from the client, right? All the way from the client. I could have done that in the client, right? In the client, I could have put it in the object already. I could have said, website._ID equal user ID. I could have done that in the client, right? But it's more appropriate to do it here, right? In the model, way back here, okay? Because we don't really know how that relationship is actually going to be implemented in the back end, right? Whether we are using foreign key primary keys, yes, using a SQL database, right? Here we're hiding all those idiosyncrasies. Whether we're using one database or one vendor or one other implementation, right? We're hiding all that, right, behind this nicely vetted, function. It has an API. It's all I need. Just give it to me. I'll do the rest. Okay. I'm not leaving it up for decisions upstream. I'm hiding it here from everywhere else. So tomorrow, if I want to change the implementation, I can change it here without having to change everywhere else upstream. Make sense? Okay. Information hiding. Right? Okay. So now that we have it, we can actually insert it. We can say return website model dot create and create the website object website. Right? And that inserts it into a database. All right. Okay. Let's see if this actually works. Let's restart the server. Oops, blew up. I cannot find website.schema.server. Website, oh, I think it's maybe dot. Okay, that was it. All right, so let's go back here. Let's actually create something. Let's go plus. Let's see if that works. Network, let's see. So create. Okay, so we're here in website. Let's put a breakpoint here. Let's keep going one more. Let's step in. Okay, here's the post, right? And here's going to be the response back from the server. And let's do an okay, go. All right, so it came back from the server. Very good. It didn't blow up. Let's look at the response and the data. And the data looks like it did create the website. Notice that it has an underscore ID from the server, from the database, a date created with a default date stamp, and the description and the name. Right, so we're going to say OK, continue. Comes back to the controller, and then it's going to navigate back to the list of all the websites. Notice that the list of websites is still empty, which is to be expected, right? Because this probably is going back to showing the hard-coded array of websites, and that this ID doesn't exist in that array. So probably that's why it's showing as empty. But let's go back to the database, and we can show the collections. And it looks like the graduate website was created that was not there before. We can do a db find, and indeed we have the EWQ, this bogus website that we did create. Okay, let's create yet another one. My website is the coolest website. So let's create that. Let's just remove the breakpoints now. Let's remove the breakpoints. Go. And if we do a find again, notice that indeed we have that second website there. Right, so we have some websites in there. So the next thing would be to change the retrieval of the list of the websites once they've been inserted into a database. Make sense? And we'll do that next.